My name is Tiffany Elizabeth. If you are new here, is your pride holding you back? Okay. Is it holding you back? I want you to sit back and ask yourself, is my pride holding me back? While there are many definitions, the one I'm referring to in this video is the consciousness of one's own dignity. Okay. Our fears, our own personal ways, and unfortunately, even our own projections onto other people can cause a situation to not move forward. Now, you do not have to agree with me. However, the truth still stands. You're probably wondering, what do you mean by this? These are not my opinions. This is a fact, not the term we use in lingo to express how we feel about something that we agree with, but a thing that is known or proved to be true. It is the truth about events as opposed to interpretation. And I'm going to say it again for you. I'm going to run it back. Again, the truth about events as opposed to our interpretation. Sometimes our interpretation can be wrong. Even if you feel deeply with everything in you that something's right, might not always be the case that it's right. It's almost like when God says, do not lean onto your own understanding. Just because it doesn't make sense in our head does not always make it true. You know what I'm saying? Either you get it in your head or you continue to be in your ways. For if you forgive other people when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. Let's see. I gotta pull my notes up, baby. My kids are very nearby if you hear them in this video. There are multiple scriptures in the Bible that talks about forgiveness. I am not going to sit here and list all of them because that is something that you truly need to make the time to do. Something you need to prioritize, because if you have been if you have experienced things that you are like living with every day that's really affecting you, even if like it might not directly be affecting you on a day-to-day basis, and you know what I'm talking about if you're dealing with this, when you hear about how when you forgive someone, it's not necessarily for them, but it's for you. And it sounds cliche because it's like you just it's something that we know, we've heard, but it is so true. When you forgive someone for something that they did to you, like you can you can just go on with your life. You can move forward from it instead of just holding on to this hurt. I am not saying that because you forgive a person that it's going to make the pain go away. I'm not saying that at all. Your feelings on what a person has done or a situation has done to you, your feelings are still very much valid, period. Like when you forgive someone, it's not going to make what happened just go away. But all I'm saying is if you just allow yourself to just forgive and just kind of move on and just go through your life knowing that what is done, I'm okay now, I'm going to be all right. Like you cannot let the voices in your head tell you that you can never be free from this thing. You know what I mean? The feelings are still going to be there. The hurt's still going to be there. The pain's still going to be there. But over time, you will really start to realize that I can just move with grace. You know what I mean? Like, move with grace. When you hold on to like this bitterness, it may not even just affect you. Like, it can affect people around you, all because you're letting your pride hold you back. Each situation, each circumstance does vary, but ultimately, when it's all said and done, do not allow yourself to become like this hard rock to where, like, not even God can do anything with you. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like, all things are obviously possible for God. God is a gentleman. He's not going to like force himself on anyone. Like, if you want to be sitting up here like this hard rock, not letting, like, you have this guard up, how how can God like work in your life? You know what I mean? Like, regardless of what you believe in, like I said again, what I'm saying in this video, the whole point of this video is regardless of what you believe in, it is fact that you have to let bitterness go and choose grace. Choose grace. And y'all are probably like, nah, you don't understand, Tiffany. You don't understand what this person did to me. You don't know, baby. That's not even the point. Like, the point is sometimes we let our pride hold us back from a blessing that might not even have anything to do with the situation that caused you to, like, how can I put this? I feel like I'm just, if you feel me, you feel me. If you don't, you don't. I'm not saying tolerate disrespect, okay? That's completely different. And even then, when a person like is continuously disrespecting you and you've truly done nothing, like you've truly done nothing wrong, like you have given them grace, you have given them understanding, and you have, and this is where we have to like literally just be real with ourselves. Like, did I really try to be understanding? Did I really try to see eye to eye? Did I really try to look at the situation and see it for what it is, not on just the emotions, you know what I mean? Like, but logic, like logic. Sometimes we can be like in this delusion, okay? I have been guilty of this before, okay? So I'm not just sitting up here trying to preach to y'all like, okay, y'all need to be doing this, like, it applies to me as well, and it's something I've worked on, and I have seen major things happen in my life where I knew it was because I let go and I was real with myself, real about the situation, like really seeing a situation for what it is. Sometimes we have to take ourselves out of the equation, if that makes sense. Like, I know that sometimes like it's so easy to be so stuck in your ways that it's like, well, I don't want to like, I'm scared. Like I said in the beginning of this video, sometimes our fears, our own projections onto other people, and sometimes it's like literally just not even the case. Like, it's literally this delusion that we, and I know we don't like the word delulu. We don't like the word delulu, but in this video, it like we facing ourselves. Like, my purpose for this video is to just encourage you to face yourself. Like, sometimes it is hard to face yourself and really see things for like what it is. And it's like, okay, maybe I'm holding myself back. A person can do something to you, a job can do something to you. But if you just like sit there and hold on to it and just like never let it go to a point where, like, it's okay to talk about it, obviously, but I'm saying, like, I'm talking about hold this grudge, hold this bitterness to where you just, you have this like, you're looking, it's almost like looking through a lens, right? Like, through your lens, this person is just evil, this person is this person is that, this thing is this thing is that, this situation is this, I didn't deserve this, it shouldn't have happened to me. And what I'm trying to like get you to kind of understand is it doesn't matter like what happened. It's not about that. You know what I'm saying? It's more about like, you will be so much more at peace when you learn to genuinely, and I mean genuinely, like with no hate in your heart, move forward from something that happened to you and move with grace, be with grace. Like, do you want to be that person that's like, I know some people take pride in the fact that they don't take no crap, okay? There's like this attitude behind it, like this prideful attitude behind, oh, I don't take no crap. And I'm not saying tolerate disrespect again. I'm not saying, don't have boundaries with people, because you can have boundaries and still carry yourself with grace, if that makes sense. I literally have notes right here. I've thought on this video for quite some time, and I was like, how can I like put this together? Like, I even prayed on it and I was like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. There was a time where, like I said, I myself needed to really sit down with myself and see things for what it is. Look at my habits, look at my patterns, and put two and two together and be like, wow, like this whole entire time, while I'm blaming the whole entire world, it was myself. There's gonna be people who cross you in the world. There's gonna be people who try you. There's gonna be people who test you. But I promise you, I can almost promise you that every single time, for anybody who truly believes in God, I'm not talking about you say you believe in God, but it's with like, it's under conditions. You know what I mean? If you truly, truly, truly believe, like as a believer, you need to understand that when you walk with grace, when you see things for what it is, the things that come out of your mouth, when you see how it can affect things, when you see that there's a consequence for every single decision that we make, good or bad, every good or bad decision comes with something. When you really like take the time to look deep within yourself, do self reevaluation, I don't want God to be like, she cannot even handle what I want to do for her. She can't even handle what I want to do for her. She would not even be able to handle if she cannot, if she's stuck on this one thing, if him or her are stuck on this one thing, how can I trust them with more? How can I do anything? Because you have hardened your heart. You have literally hardened your heart. And when you like learn to just like let go of something, even if it hurts, especially if you know it's for the benefit of just the situation overall, for the people around you, no matter what it might be, like God will favor you. Like God favors, he will favor you. Okay? Like things will start happening in your life. Like you'll see the signs, you'll see the wonders. And everything that I'm saying is backed by scripture. Don't let your pride hold you back. Let me I, I want to think of like an example. Say you have like this best friend, right? And y'all both love each other. You know that the intentions are pure. You have a disagreement, right? Say you have a disagreement, you exchange some words, and y'all are not talking for a while. This can apply to like any type of relationship, honestly. And I'm not talking about like them toxic friendships. I'm talking about like you have a healthy relationship, right? But y'all just so happen to have a disagreement, which is normal. You can, not everybody is going to agree with everybody. Like we all have our own, we all have our own little characteristics and stuff like that, personalities, whatever. Y'all don't talk for like a few days, few weeks, or whatever. And in your head, you're like, nah, I ain't reaching out first. Like, I didn't do nothing wrong. Or in same vice versa, he or she might be like, nah, I'm not reaching out. I didn't do nothing wrong. They owe me an apology. I wish that like we are too grown, even if you were right and they were wrong. Are you going to let this healthy, for the most part, relationship just throw it away? You just gonna throw it away. You just gonna throw it away, right? We are too grown to not understand that something as simple as communication, something as simple as I am sorry, or something as simple as let me try to understand you. If you are willing to hear a person out, even if you disagree with them, I know you've heard the term agree to disagree. I'm not saying this means that you got to walk on eggshells. I'm not saying you got to not have boundaries. I'm not saying you have to accept disrespect, but if this relationship is truly healthy and you know that you don't want to throw it away, right? Something as simple as communication can literally fix everything. Two grown adults should be able to come together and have a conversation without it turning into like this temper tantrum. That's not normal. It's not normal at all. And if you disagree with me on that, please do your own research before you allow your emotions right now to try to comfort me because I know what I'm talking about. Like I've seen it time and time again. Like I've noticed that like in my personal experiences, a simple like I'm sorry or if I feel like I genuinely didn't do anything wrong, I will literally try to at least understand the other person. I try to put myself in other people's shoes. I'm just like I'm not the type of person who goes out into the world, right? Thinking that I'm right about everything. I am always willing to learn something, no matter what the situation is. I am always open to wisdom. I'm open to understanding. And if it's something that I genuinely cannot understand and the person cannot help me understand it, then maybe it's not for me. You know what I mean? Maybe the friendship is not for me. Maybe the relationship is not for me. You know what I mean? And then we can just still, what am I saying? Like it's no beef, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no beef, but we just going, we going to part ways and then keep it moving. It's no bitterness there. There's no hatred, there's no grudge, there's no, we just keep it moving. If you live your life like this long enough, you're going to realize like almost when it's too late how much damage has been done all over like pride, which is like so small. Like it's literally so small. Like when you can literally just move on with your life, be happy, and live with grace. Because a graceful person, it's going to show. It is going to show. You ever see like some people, like you ever meet someone or someone who like they just seem so graceful. I know someone right now who has been through hell and back, who has been through the most traumatic things, and she still walks around with so much grace to the point where it's like it's almost like dang, couldn't be me, but at the same time it's like it is so inspiring. It is so positive. Like I want to be like that. You know what I mean? Like I want to walk around with so much grace. I'm not saying you got to fake this life like everything is okay. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to walk around and fake a smile and force a smile knowing that you're hurting, but at the same time like when you do the internal work, and when I say do the internal work, like I mean really seek God, ask him to genuinely like help you through this. If someone is hurting you, causing you harm, like emotionally or just whatever, if a situation is heavy, it's not for us to necessarily carry. If whatever you've been doing has been working for you, then go ahead and continue. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and continue. But until you face things for what they really are, you're going to realize that the same exact lesson is going to keep coming back. The same lesson is going to continue to come back until you master it, until you face it. And that's just like the reality of it. I am like a problem and solution type of person. I truly believe that there is nothing in this world and in this life, not family, not flesh, not blood, not nothing. There is nothing in this world that can, let me see, where am I going with this? Where am I going? Where am I going? There is no such thing as being stuck. There is always a solution to a problem for the most part. Is it when I say that I'm referring to things that are in our control, at least. Things that are out of our control, I'm not talking about that. If it's out of your control, it's out of your control. But things that are in our control, like I do not believe in, oh, I'm stuck in this situation. Like it's going to always be like this. It is what it is. Like I do not believe in that excuse. Like I rebuke that spirit, like for real. There is always a solution. Like if you don't have a car, like I'm going to just use myself for example. There were times in my life where, let's say I didn't have a car, right? I promise you on everything, I am going to sit down with myself and list everything that I can do to get a car. Okay, do I need more money? Okay, Look at my job. Am I making enough money at this job? If I'm not making enough money at this job, I need to either get another job or get a higher paying job so that I can get this car. Like, we not about to sit up here in our self pity. And don't get me wrong, some people do suffer depression, do suffer, you know, suffer with things that they need a little extra help. But ultimately, at the end of the day, no one else is gonna do it for you. Like, it's not gonna just magically appear. Like, you have to do something, whether you're like, I hope this is not coming off as like insensitive or coming off as like having no sympathy, you know what I mean? But I'm serious. Like, I am so serious. Like, if you know that there is a problem in your life and that there are things that you can do to solve this problem, regardless of how you feel, you need to get up and just do it. Like, we just gonna keep sitting here complaining, sitting up here, keep making excuses, because last time I checked, 6 months down the road, you gonna have 6 months of excuses, or do you want to have 6 months of taking action? Okay, let's say you have children with someone who is physically abusive to you, right? You need to figure out what you're going to do to make your ending of your story, to make the ending of your story something beautiful. The process might not be simple, but the solution is that simple. Gosh, like, I don't like coming off like this, but like, I just, like, another example, like a relationship. Let's say you're in a relationship with someone, right? And they keep cheating on you. Okay, if you decide to stay with this person who is continuously cheating on you, right? Continuously cheating on you, and you decide to stay, but then you want to cry every single time they cheat. You want to give this lecture to them every single time they cheat. You want them to feel bad every time they cheat. But that they have, that this is a reoccurring issue. Unfortunately, like, you need to leave. And this person can beg and plead and say they're going to change. But if you've noticed that time and time and time again, you have to like learn how to be strong enough to just walk away from something. Do like, stop giving them the choice. Why do they have a choice? Why do they have an option? Remove yourself. You know what I'm saying? And if there are children involved, y'all need to come up with a way that y'all gon' make sure the kids are good. And if y'all can't even do that, that's when you get other people involved, other parties involved, to make sure that the ending to your story is not going to be this miserable one. That the ending to your story is not going to be this story where, oh, well, this person ruined my life. Like, how dare you give someone that much power over your life? You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter. You might have made a mistake with them, with this person, or with this situation, or with this thing. You might have made a mistake, but that doesn't mean that it has to, like, that this is it for you. Like, we get literally one life. Like, we get one life. Do you want to look back 25 years down the road and you're like, dang, I spent 25 years of my life like being bitter over this situation, when I could have tried to take action to figure out, how can I make my story a beautiful one? What do I have to do? And the process is probably going to be really, really hard. I'm not saying that this is going to be easy, but like, at what point do we see things for what they really are and stop holding ourselves back? Like, stop holding yourself back. So another example that I have is like, stay-at-home moms, right? There has been so many times, I've even had people tell me this, because I am a stay-at-home mom, if you didn't know. My husband is the provider and I care for the house. I'm the homemaker. I take care of the children. I do, we have our traditional roles. That's just what we live by. I've had people say, you need to have your own income because you cannot depend on a man to take care of you. You mean my husband? Because why would I go into a marriage with this mindset that my husband could up and leave me and Now I gotta live my life every day paranoid with this thought in the back of my head that, oh, my husband might leave me. Let me hide some money for myself. If I'm doing this, how can I have a healthy marriage? How can the Lord bless my marriage if I'm already being negative? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's not a possibility, but we will cross that bridge when or if we even get there. You know what I'm saying? Because you see how like a delusion can literally ruin something that was never that never even existed. If I'm making sense. You know what I mean? Like, why would I you know what I mean? Like, it just blows my mind. And I'm not saying that like to be unrealistic or that it's unrealistic. My whole thing about it is, let's say you and your husband decide to you decide to be a stay-at-home mom, let your husband go to work, take care of the bills and stuff like that, and you trust him. You should trust your husband first of all. I'm gonna use me for an example. I truly believe that anything that I lose, I can get back. Like, say I did get cheated on or something like that, or say my husband decided to leave me or something. Just because I have not been working for a few years, just because we have this house together, just because we have children together, that does not mean that I am literally like, my life is going to be over. I don't have that mindset. I just don't. I believe that I can start from nothing and go get something, and I can get it out the mud. Because that one thing about me, like, I will get it out the mud. I am not afraid to start over. You cannot, if you live your life afraid to start over, you will hold yourself back. And I know everyone is different, like everyone has their own fears from just whatever the case. But all I'm saying is you have to learn to live your life with grace, forgive people, try to give people the benefit of the doubt, try to be genuine. And if it's a struggle for you, it's something that you simply need to work on, because if you don't work on it, you might be holding yourself back from a blessing that is bigger than even you, something that you couldn't even imagine. It's almost like a while back I saw this picture, and it was like God holding, it was God and like this little girl, and she had this small little teddy bear, and God was just like, can I have your teddy bear? And the little girl didn't want to give God her little teddy bear. She didn't want to give it to him. But little did she know that God had this huge teddy bear behind his back. Can I have your teddy bear? And that's like, I think that's the whole point of this video. So hopefully this made sense. Hopefully it wasn't all over the place. Hopefully, like, we just gonna hope. Okay, we just gonna hope, because I don't know how else to express what I'm trying to say. Whoever feels it gonna feel it. Whoever not feeling it, it's not for them. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Talk amongst each other. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in my next one.